did me service indirectly by doing what he did, which brought me back to England safely. There, for the grace of God, it could have been me, but that's how it worked out.
In 1939, World War II broke out. My grandfather, Harry Anglo, was 15 years of age living in East London. When he was 19, he was stationed in Normandy, France to fight for his country.
This is Harry J. Anglo speaking. The first time I was conscripted into the army, it was December 1942, and we had to go to Liverpool Street Station, London, where we all caught the train. Hundreds of young lads of 18, etc., all jostling around with their parents, saying goodbye. Train pulled up. A couple of hours later, we arrived at a little country town called Bury St Edmunds. It's in east of Bury St Edmunds. Look up the map, you'll find it.
My grandfather arrived at the training camp alongside thousands of other young boys.
We came off the train, and there was a lot of hustling and bustling. Big sergeant majors walking around. We were taken to different huts, and went inside. It was bare, and came outside, and I said to the sergeant, "Where's our beds?" He said, "Beds?" He said, "You see that mattress? See that palliasse? Around the back? So it was straw. That's your mattress, boy." So that's what we did.
From here, my grandfather was sent to Normandy on an overnight boat. He arrived on a beach called Mulberry Harbour, and this is where they first set up shop.
1944, July. Already the main body had gone over to Normandy. There was a lot of banging and fighting. I didn't actually see a lot of it. First thing I saw walking up the beach from the boat was a crowd of people standing around, and I looked down on the ground, and there was a dead German, and flies crawling out of his nose. So he wasn't very happy. And then joined a unit called the Queen's Royal Regiment. I can remember being settled in what they call slit trenches, and that's where we slept every night. We could hear the German bombers going overhead, or maybe it was the British, I don't know. That was part of our experience. At 18 years old, being emotional, took every day by day.
On the 7th of August, 1944, my grandfather's life was changed.
Got to a big field, a lot of noise and guns going on, etc. We were told quickly to dig slit trenches. Before that, we were paired off. I was paired off with this, he was a Lance Corporal Bigwither. I'd only been with him about half an hour. We were told to dig these trenches, and for some reason I must have knelt down. And this jolly chap, Corporal Bigwither, brought the pickaxe down, messed the ground, and hit me in the arm, which knocked me out slightly. Didn't know what day it was. Anyway, a couple of hours later, they dragged me back to a field hospital, and the following day, I was put on the boat back to England. That was the end of my Normandy campaign. This happened on the 7th of August, 1944. From what I heard from my officer, wrote to me saying that Bigwither had been killed on the 24th or 25th of August.
My grandfather was evacuated into a Canadian military hospital in Eastbourne, south of England, to recover. My grandfather remained here for a couple of months as the war was close to ending.
We were sent up to a place called Carlisle, north of England. It was an army hospital, and they had no room in the hospital, so they put me in the maternity wing, of all places. And was there for a few weeks. We were then stationed in Berlin, 1945, to about 1940, early 47.
Throughout the war, my grandfather made sure he wrote a diary nearly every day.
And all I seem to write about is food, because we've been on ration for a few years of the actual war. food was quite a novelty.
In June 2009, my grandfather returned to Normandy for D-Day with Jewish ex-servicemen with an organisation called Ajax. He marched at aged 84 in uniform.
And very interesting. The Americans there, different regiments, all running around looking at the beaches, and, trying to remember what happened. Going back to the incident with this Lance Corporal Bigwither, I hardly knew the man. We were paired off to dig these trenches. And, it didn't last very long because he, unfortunately, or fortunately, he missed the ground and hit me instead. That was all I knew of Mr. Bigwither. I thought I'd like to make contact with the Bigwither family, but I didn't have a lot of success. I wanted to pay my respects to the family, try and explain who I was, and I was with their husband or son or whoever it might be. But nothing came of it, so I've given up.
When my grandfather returned to Normandy in 2009, he visited Les Sceaux Communal Cemetery in France. He felt a need to pay his respect to Corporal Bigwither.
Well, when we got to the cemetery, I was shown this part where the British soldiers had been buried, and when I saw the name of Bigwither, I felt a little bit funny, but it was just one of those things. He unfortunately was killed, and he did me service indirectly by doing what he did with the pickaxe, which brought me back to England safely. I just stood there thinking, there for the grace of God, it could have been me sitting next to him. But that's how it worked out.